And joining us on the line, great to welcome to Flow, we have got Lucy Burke. G'day, Lucy. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely wonderful. Great to be chatting to you. Just checking, with all the COVID stuff that's going on in the world, Lucy, how have you been coping? You've been doing okay? You've got a good support network around you?
Yeah. Look, I feel like a lot of people have had a lot worse than me. So, musically, it was a bit of a bummer last year where we had some shows cancelled, and I've just released a single, obviously, Vicinity, and we had a single launch that was supposed to be in January that we've had to push back till March because that was sort of cancelled. But at least it's locked in again now, and it's exciting for things to slowly be getting back to usual, fingers crossed.
Yes, well, that week you've been our fingers crossed as well. It seems to be going that way, so let's hope it does keep going that way and things go well and you can get your music and that out there. And that, has any of it, what's happened in the last couple of years, has that inspired? Have you got a COVID song that you're working on?
I wouldn't say a COVID song, but it's more, it in a way it forces you to, or encourages you to think outside the box, to try different things. While it was a shame that a lot of the shows were cancelled, I did a little bit of dabbling with kind of online, or what is it called? What are those
The
called?
Zoom things?
Live shows
online.
Yeah,
Facebook Live.
Live streaming. So I did a bit of that, and that was a new kind of learning curve. And then also just writing. So the good thing about songwriting is I was able to record and do some demo songs at home and then send them to the producer, and though we weren't able to meet up together, I could still do quite a bit of music anyway. So it's been fine.
Were those sessions when you were doing stuff on your own, was that through Zoom that you were doing a lot of that?
So with the recording, I would just record. I've got a microphone at home, so it's not studio quality, but I would just lay down the vocal tracks, would kind of brainstorm the song, and then we'd work on it online. And then in that brief moment, those few weeks that we had last year where there was no COVID, we were able to get together. And that's when I kind of banged out all the vocals. And then since then, I've just been able to kind of promote these songs. And luckily, I was able to shoot the video clip before COVID hit off again. So the gigs were cancelled, which was unfortunate, but I was actually still luckily able to kind of fit things in those brief moments when COVID wasn't really intense, and still work on musical pursuits.
Yeah. Where did you film the video?
So the video for Vicinity is underground in Sydney, under Hyde Park.
Oh, okay.
So, I wanted this really, long escalator that we could just sort of have a lot of fun on with my band. And so we just filmed under there. It was just fun.
It looks like you're all having lots of fun as well.
Yeah, look, the song is really, it's like pop and it's upbeat. And, I've got a few different types of songs out there. And I just really wanted to make this just like a dance, pop, fun, let loose kind of song. The one before that was a song called Deaf Ears, and that was a bit more jazzy, a bit classic, a bit old school. And then the one before that was more like an acoustic, soft, intimate song for Please Stay. And, I just like mixing it up. I like having a lot of fun with different video clips and different styles. So this one was a really fun song to record and also to shoot. Well,
it certainly is upbeat and get your feet tapping along, and you can't sit still with it. That's absolutely without any question. One of the things I picked up on it sort of has a bit of a late 80s new wave sort of feel in a couple of places to it.
Yeah, it does. I like a lot of... I like a lot of, Ellie Goulding and a few of those more current songs. But a lot of songs, a lot of sort of techno-y type, I wouldn't say it's techno, but a lot of those beats from the 90s, Depeche Mode and a few of those influences come through as well. So, I just like mixing it up. Yeah,
well, they were good sounds back then. I mean, I grew up with them, but they were good sounds. And at the time, we weren't really thinking it. But now when you look back and some of the songs... Well, because I guess artists like yourself have picked up on some of those little themes, the music hasn't dated. It's still fun to listen to, and I enjoy listening to it. And I just sort of loved. I could hear some old Human League, and then you said Depeche Mode, and I was going, I love it, and it just made me sort of really get into the song way more.
Oh, amazing! Thank you.
Now, Lucy, I understand your debut album was recorded, it tells me here, at Abbey Road Studios. Are we talking about the Abbey Road Studios?
The Abbey Road Studios, yes. I tell everybody about this.
Come on, tell me the story.
It's it's just such an amazing musical highlight. Like when I think over my music life, there's certain things that come to mind, and that's always just it was my first debut album. I was working with a producer, and he said, if you could record anywhere in the world, where would you want to go? And I said, well, of course, Abbey Road, the Beatles. I've loved the Beatles forever. My mum used to sing the Beatles songs to me when I was young. They were always playing in the background. I love their songwriting, and so that was just a dream of mine. So as an independent artist, I kind of just saved up a whole bunch of money and kind of took a punt and pursued the dream to record there. And we just booked out the studio for a week. And it was just so surreal. Like they were recording, because there's 3 studios there. Yeah. There's a smaller one that we were in because we just needed to record some small instruments. But they had this huge studio for Studio 3 where they do all the orchestras. And when we were there, they were doing this soundtrack for, I think, one of the Star Wars films. So they had the orchestra playing. We were able to sit in and listen to it. It was just so magical. And it's just that was like the beginning of my solo music career.
Wow.
And since then, I've worked with like Sean Carey for my second album after that, who was in Thirsty Merc, and we did that album Chasing Sparks. Yeah, so it kind of was like the first thing where you really take a punt on yourself, because before that you're sort of doing acoustic, you're just playing in pubs and you're just sort of busking around, but then you really take a moment to go, this is something I really want to do, and you just take a big leap of faith, and that was sort of what propelled, my musical career from then. So I've just got really fond memories of that,
of being in that environment where the Beatles were and some other great artists. And I spoke to someone else once before that had recorded at Abbey Road, and they said they would just touch the walls, hoping to just soak in anything. Were you much the same? You were touching things and hoping to absorb it all?
Well, I sort of don't want to touch it for some reason. I'm a little bit, when you go to archaeological sites, and I don't like touching things. I don't know. I just feel like I want it to be preserved forever. So you're right. I would be walking down the halls and you'd see all the soundtracks and the albums and all the photos that were there. And I took photos of myself with certain things, but I was very conscious of it just being this beautiful sort of historical place. So I didn't go around touching everything, but I definitely took a lot of photos.
Well, that I can understand, and I'd be doing exactly the same as well. And so to be at Abbey Road Studios, one of the places I'd love to go, and good on you for being there. Amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. Thank you.
Is there any other studios around the world that you'd love to record in?
Oh, gosh. I've recorded at Studio 301, which is also great in Sydney. So I've recorded there. And not really in terms of like these to record in studios, because I've actually recorded in quite a few places. Yeah. I feel quite sort of satisfied that I've done Abbey Road. I feel like nothing else can really compare. But there's amazing, if I could dream of places to perform, I would love to do, Albert Hall where, Adele did that performance. That's the sort of venue that would really suit the music. I would love to, the dream would be to like have an orchestra. You got to dream big, right? So,
why not?
Yeah.
Why not? If you don't dream big, I mean, then you don't get anywhere. You've got to keep dreaming big, and that's the whole point. That drives you.
Exactly.
So good on you for that. Well, I certainly hope that happens. Royal Albert Hall. That'd be a pretty cool venue to play at.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Yeah, Royal Albert Hall with those acoustics. I mean, even the Opera House. Yeah. I'll settle for the Opera House. No, I'm joking. But that would be amazing. I just love beautiful acoustics.
And the history of that venue as well, and and I think back to some of the great rock and roll bands that have played there, like Cream, and had their farewell concerts there twice, and you said Adele and all that, and I saw that show as well, and it's just what a venue to play at. The Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah, amazing.
So the current song you've got out, it's called Vicinity, and it is a nice little groove and bop to it, and you love songwriting and all that. So what is it about songwriting that you absolutely love? What is it? Tell me, Lucy, what is it? Is it just the communication aspect, or is it more to it?
Yeah, I mean, it has so many aspects, songwriting. There's the immediate personal moment where you're by yourself writing a song on the guitar or the piano. It's very sort of personal and alone. You're doing it by yourself. But then there's the taking it to your band and then kind of playing around with the songs and then seeing how it can change and seeing other people's, take on the song. And then there's the actual performing of the song, which is actually when you're live and you see people singing along to it, and there's a real collective experience. Yeah. I love that it morphs songwriting shifts in the process. It's not just a one-day moment. It actually transforms. And then when you go into the studio and then you have to record the song and then you add layers and to be able to have something in your head, in your mind that actually comes to fruition, it actually is produced. It's something that's quantifiable. You can actually hold it, you can hear it, you can. It's there and it lasts forever, and you can look back on all these songs. It's kind of like keeping a diary, but it's a diary for everybody to hear and read and kind of participate in. It's a very unique experience. Yeah, so I guess it's like writing a novel or something. But in a way, when an author writes a novel, they put it out there, but they don't really get to hear what people say unless it's reviews. Whereas with music, you're actually in the moment, in the space, playing a song live, and you can actually hear the audience reaction at that point in time, and every audience is different. So it's just an evolving, personal, collective experience. It's just really, it's really nice.
Well, when thinking that way, when you look back at the songs that you wrote and recorded at Abbey Road, how have they changed and evolved over the years? Have they become sort of different in some aspects to the way that you perform them now?
Definitely. I think even just my vocal tone has changed from back then. So back then, my first album, Botany Street, I was a little bit more timid. It was my first album. It's much more... Hang
on. Timid? Someone that wanted to record at Abbey Road Studios and you're telling me you're timid?
But just sweet. Okay, not timid, sweet. Like very...
I'll accept that,
some of it, timid. A little girly, I was a bit younger, so... now when I'm on stage and now when I sing, I'm much more punchy. We have a little bit more funk sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think the attitude has changed over time. Like my attitude with songwriting has maybe morphed a little bit from, I don't know, just they feel, when I listen to them now, they feel kind of sweet and beautiful, but not as like gritty as some of my songs are now. I think I kind of, I think maybe just as I've gotten a bit older, I tend to have a bit more attitude, perhaps.
You had attitude back then to get to Abbey Road, so it's always there.
That's true, and it's so nice being able to listen back and you always look back and think, oh, maybe I could have changed that a little bit, or in hindsight. But then they're like time capsules,
Yeah.
So just these moments in time that you can remember.
I think that's why when I hear an artist and their early work, and then when they revisit it after 10 years and they do it differently, it's like they've grown up with the song as well, and so there is this. It's like they've grown together and they're sharing the same thing, but they're sharing it in a different way. Because we all grow, we all evolve, and so to hear it differently, and I've found that with sometimes that you hear the song differently, and you think, no, I like this newer version of the old song rather than the old version. That's just sort of how I'm finding it with me. So I don't know, but whether that's with you or with what your audience reacts to. But I think we're all getting that way, that we love hearing the older stuff, but we also like the new take on it to hear how the artist has sort of grown accustomed to it, and is that song still that meaning to them, because they might have got a different meaning as they've grown up with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember Alanis Morissette saying that she couldn't play certain songs because they were too angry, and she had moved on. She had kind of progressed past that. That's true. Like we're all kind of growing and changing, and you do, and depending on also who you're playing with, like the musicians that you surround yourself with might have a slightly different groove, a different vibe. So that also has a different take on the songs. They are really always evolving. It's kind of magical, yeah.
It is indeed. Well, Lucy, have you got any shows coming out? What's happening? You said in March you're going to be relaunching the single because you couldn't do it in January. So what else show-wise is happening for you?
Yeah, I'm super excited now. That I feel like it's all kind of, touch wood. We're always feeling like that, aren't we, with COVID? Yep. The last thing we need is another variant. But I've booked in my show for Foundry 616, which is a really beautiful jazz venue that I often play at. I'm a bit of a regular there. We're doing the single launch on the 19th of March. It's a Saturday night. Tickets are on sale. They're all available. Just head to my website. It's lucyburkemusic.com. And then I've also just booked in a show at Factory Theatre in June. So that's on the 10th of June. So I've got these two shows to be looking forward to, and I might add another one to the list, but that's what's locked in for now.
No worries. And those details, lucyburkemusic.com, that's where we can go and
That's it.
find out all about your music, some great photos on there as well, and we can join your little fan club and get those alerts as to when you're going to be doing gigs and all that as well.
Yes, absolutely. Sign up to the mailing list, and also all the Instagram and links and Facebook and Spotify and all, they're all there. So it's just at Lucy Burke Music.
And there's no merch section. So what's going on, Lucy?
I know. I know. I don't know. What should I sell? I don't know. I'll sell a shirt with my face on it. I just don't know. I don't know. The whole merch thing, I'm a bit backwards with it because I just think, I don't know.
Well,
Any ideas? Feel free to let me know.
Well, surely some of the photos you took at Abbey Road, you could, do a photo of them put that on a T-shirt.
Oh, that's a good idea. I don't know. Can you do that though? Can you actually say Abbey Road on your own product? It might be copyrighted, but. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to say it. You can just, if there's a really cool photo from that particular time and you're in it, why not?
Yeah.
That could be something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. Well, hopefully that'll work. And extra cuddly is my size, just in case. Just in case you're wondering. Lucy, it has been fantastic chatting to you. Good luck with everything. Looking forward to these shows. Hope all goes well for you, and hopefully we'll be chatting again soon about more music that you're putting out. I know the Flow listeners are going to absolutely love your song. We've got it here ready to go. If you could please introduce it for them, and thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you so much. So my name is Lucy Burke. Thank you so much for checking out my latest single. This is Vicinity.